In Johannesburg, the Mayor Kabelo Gwamanda's future is hanging in the balance. Civil society and some political parties are calling for him to step down. The city of Johannesburg has faced a series of service delivery problems during Gwamanda's tenure. Newzroom Afrika's Ziniko Mhlaba joins us now live. Ziniko, you've been looking at the effects of, his mayorship, but also just the political machinations that are at play in terms of Action SA, and they're working with the ANC and the expectations for whether he will actually be ousted or not. We know that his party, Al Jama, has already sprung to his defense.
Well, that's right, Iman. Actually, we tried to reach out to another Al Jama member who was the former mayor of the city of Johannesburg, so who could not engage with us, understandably. So considering what the leader of Al Jama said when we were speaking to Newzroom Afrika in terms of saying that they will defend Mr. Gwamanda. And of course, we understand now that there are negotiations that have been taking place between political parties. We understand that Action SA has come out. However, I think it's also very important, Iman, to bring in someone who understands, the dynamics behind closed doors, the negotiations political parties engage on when times like these arrive, especially in the cities here in Johannesburg. I'm talking about Johannesburg, I'm talking about Tshwane, I'm talking about Ekurhuleni. Remember that COPE at some point was represented at the city of Johannesburg. They had one seat there which was occupied by another member who has since left the party. And of course, Dennis Blom, who's a very known activist, was part of COPE and was part of those negotiations. However, he since left the party, but he understands the dynamics and operations will take place usually when these negotiations take place. Mr. Blom, thank you very much for your time, sir. Mr. Blom, brother, talk to us about what is going through behind bars now, according to your experience. We're having a man who was brought in support by both the ANC, the EFF, AIC. Now, it seems as if the ANC is making a U-turn on his support, is dropping him. What do you think are the dynamics there?
Ziniko, there is no honesty in this whole thing of vote of no confidence. The deals behind the scenes are very dangerous. I was there when I still represent the Congress of the People in these negotiations. It's about self-interest. It's not about the people. Now, this is totally unacceptable and wrong for people not to think about service delivery. People are going without water for weeks and months, and these greedy politicians are busy in boardrooms making deals. The deal now between Action SA and the ANC, it's a typical example that Action SA have said, we will never work with the ANC. But now they are busy making deals, and their deal, Mhlaba have said straight, they want a commander to resign, and then the ANC must give them the speaker's position. Yeah. It is not in the interest of the people, it's about them.
I mean, looking at the numbers at the political parties is how they've been aligning with each other. Where do you see the EFF coming in? Where do you see the DA coming in? Because they've not released their statements or at least come out publicly to endorse or to defend, this decision that is currently being, put on the table to have Gwamanda leaving the party. But also, what is going through Gwamanda right now? He was put in. The people are saying that he knew that he was a caretaker mayor. What do you think is going on? What do you think is the actual thinking now for Al Jama in terms of where must they vote? Should they just surrender the position and still vote with the ANC, or should they go on to another side?
This served the Al Jama very, very good because they were used as puppets. The ANC have just used them. Now the ANC and Al Jama is now coming, and Al Jama, Action SA is coming up, and Action SA is saying, give us the speaker. Now, even the chairperson of Al-Jama, Hendrikse, have said so, to say that they were caretakers of the whole system of Johannesburg.
Let's bring it now to how all these political gimmicks are taking place. How are they going to affect service delivery? Because we've been saying that, well, this political instability affects, service delivery. But for someone who understands governance, practically, how does it affect service delivery in terms of what needs to be approved, what needs to be engaged, what needs to be passed? Give me a sense of how does it directly affect my services as the city resident?
You see, when these deals are being concluded in the boardrooms, people are sitting without water. People are sitting without refuse removal. People are sitting without clean cities. You can see, you go to Ekurhuleni, the same. You go to Johannesburg, the same. Here in Tshwane, the same. It's because they don't care about the people. They care about trading positions.
Thank you very much, sir, for your time.
You are welcome, sir.
Thank you. That's Mr. Bloom. They're saying that, well, Al-Jama had it coming. They put themselves in this position, understanding that the ANC at some point will dump them. Well, we understand that Action SA is actually, made a U-turn on their stance against the ANC. Remember that during the election campaigns, they said they would want nothing to do with the ANC. Well, just a few weeks later, they are in bed with the ANC. And of course, they are on that mission to unseat Mr. Kabelo Gwamanda as the Johannesburg mayor. So we'll see what did the former mayor Mpopalatse will have to say in the next hour or so. Iman Eshikiba's her own experience and what might be going through the current mayor now.
The political intrigue continues, and I guess it all comes to a head tomorrow. Ziniko, Mhlaba, thank you very much for that. Still ahead.